This is First Person with Lynn Blackston.
Hello and welcome to First Person. First Person is all about the who, what, when, where, why, and how. We ask a random question and then we let each person have the last word. This is First Person.
Hello, my name is Lynn Blackston, native of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and I have been an artist, a performance artist, and a poet for as long as I can remember. I first started when my grandmother and my sister, they noticed my spark of creativity at around the age of 7 when I entered into talent shows for church and school. And I also went and repeated poetry at different church organizations and community organizations, which I still do now. I had traveled to New York to see The Raisin in the Sun and to also see other plays. I have also been a part of debate teams, also been a part of speech tournaments, and that's my love as far as being in the arts and being in the spoken word field of the arts. I'm also a local actress. I have been had the star role of Elizabeth Borney in Open Stage's The Old Settler, and I've also been in Baroque Ministries, Fires in the Mirror, where I did the character of Intozaki Shang and Angela Davis. And I have also done 2 one-woman shows that I produced and performed, and the one is called the Little Girl Dreams Project, where I bring a little girl from the age of 7 up until the age of about 21. And this is an autobiographical account of my life. I wanted to save my childhood, and so I figured the best way to keep my childhood would have been to put it in a one-woman show. So what I did first was I wrote down everything that happened to me starting from around the age of 7, and it starts off with me sitting in a colorful chair and combing my doll baby's hair and talking about having asthma, because that was the most traumatic event in my life, was being asthmatic, always having to go to the hospital at any point during the day, experiencing an asthma attack, and my parents taking me to the emergency room and sitting there for hours and hours, and then also missing school. So anytime the teachers heard me cough or sneeze, they gather homework for me to do, and I'd be out of school for maybe 4 days at a time, a week, sometimes a week and a half. So that is the Little Girl Dreams Project. My second one-woman show is The Life and Times of Harriet Jacobs. And Harriet Jacobs was an enslaved mulatto woman who stayed in a crawl space above her grandmother's house for about 7 years to escape her master. And what I do is I depict the situations that Harriet Jacobs had been in as a slave. And it's all based on her book, Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl, in which she has a pen name, Linda Brent. I like doing the story of Harriet Jacobs because there's a lot of energy to it. I feel as though she had a lot of courage, and she was just trying to survive, but in trying to survive, she did things that most people would have they may have given up, but she was not a quitter. So she continued on and on until finally she did reach freedom by dressing as a male and walking through town and going to a boat that was sailing to Philadelphia and finally reaching Philadelphia. Who I would like to be in the future, I would like to be a mixture of Toni Morrison, Terry McMillan. J. California Cooper is my favorite author, storyteller. So I'd like to be a mixture of those three authors. I am affiliated with local theaters here in the area. I also go to different places and do performance poetry where the material that I write, I perform. I also am a facilitator. I have written 2 facilitations of things that I do in my full-time work, one would be the ABCs of motivation, and the other would be conflict resolution and how to deal with difficult people. I also like doing stage management in the theater. I have done that a number of times, and it's the behind the scenes things, but it's something that you learn, and it helps you with being on stage. It helps you with learning about the props, and it just helps you to learn all what goes into the theater. Another thing that I like to do is the reenactment. I was affiliated with the Pennsylvania Past Players, where we would revisit people's lives in Pennsylvania, and we would dress as they dressed. We would act as they act. We were those people. And we came back because we wanted to tell our stories. And that's where I developed the character for Harriet Jacobs. I really like being in those type venues. Another thing that I do is Toastmasters, where Toastmasters International, you are able to write your own speech. You give your speech, and then you are critiqued by a number of people who are in the audience, and all the critiquing is definitely to your advantage. In Toastmasters, I have been able to enter speech contests and to also hold the office of PR, and to also mentor incoming members. I have also been affiliated with different organizations that do help others to come into the arts and learn about things that they need to know and being involved in the arts. In the future, I would like to go to Broadway, and I would like to be in one of the plays on Broadway. If not Broadway, I will take off Broadway. I would also like to be known as a facilitator in the area, to be able to teach different concepts that I know people would need the information for. My spirit is so big. I want to do so many things, and I hope that I have as much time on earth to reach those goals and to be able to give what God has given me to the public and to everybody. If I could take one character to Broadway that I now play, I think I would have to take my character of the A Little Girl Dreams project, because the character in the Little Girl Dreams project, she is me. She is me from the time of being a child, to the time of being an adolescent, to the time of being a teenager, to the time of being a young adult, and to my time here on earth now. I would take her because she tells the story of me. And I would want to take her to Broadway because being on Broadway would be a dream that she wanted to accomplish. I decided I wanted to be an actress probably when I was about, I'm going to say about 10 or 11. And I decided that because my sister and my mother, they would always tell me, Lynn, you have this talent and you can use this. And they always pushed me to sing on the church choir because they said, oh, you have a nice voice. And I was as good as any of the other people that did solos. They would enter me into the talent shows. They would tell me, you know, to watch different plays, and my sister and I, we would go to places where plays were being sponsored, and in that they were trying to groom me to let me know that, hey, you can do this. So what they were doing were helping me to spark and ignite that creative spirit. And so I think at probably about 10 is when I really caught the bug. So, and that's when I felt as though I wanted to be in the theater. The next time that I will be exercising the creative bug will be sometimes in July. Right now I am in the process of grant writing for different creative grants in order to be funded for the 2 one-woman shows. But the next time will be in July at, I don't know if it's going to be a venue here or a venue in Philadelphia, but I'm in the process of working that out right now. So it's going to be soon though, because you can't let it lie dormant too long, because it'll be, wait now, I need you to do something, you know, the juices are flowing. So I definitely will be into something probably within the next 3 weeks to a month. I'm happy at where I am now because I put so much into getting to this place, and it's a lot of work, but I like a challenge. So yeah, I'm happy at this place, but I'm striving to do more and to do better and to be viewed as a definite professional. In the future, I'd like to be in a place where there are theaters, where there's nightlife of, you can go to this play or you can go to that play. You can go to a coffee shop and there's poetry. I guess I just like the things of being able to go to an artistic place, whatever the day of the week it is. And it doesn't have to be scheduled, sponsored, or whatever. You just walk in there and that's what's going on. So I would like that. people should come to see me in different plays and the different venues that I'm at, recite poetry and doing performance poetry, because I put a lot of energy into my performances. I try to give the audience what they're looking for as far as entertainment. I also try to raise the consciousness of my audience, of their thinking about different things, whether it be what's going on in the world, what's going on with them, what's going on in their workplace, things like that. So I seek to raise their awareness, along with bringing the energy to the stage. I think live theater matters because you get a chance to see the artist one-on-one. You get a chance to see their genuineness and how they interact with others, how they interact with their audience. So I think live theater is a way for people to feel as if they know that person and they know them one-on-one. You can contact me. I have a website. It's called www.littlegirldreams@aol.com, or you can contact me at blackstonl@aol.com, and it is my last name, my first initial, so it would be BLACKSTONL@aol.com.
Okay, now, here's my random question for you, Lynn. You are an immortal, and you've been around since the days of Jesus Christ. How do you prepare for a role? But first of all, what is your name, and how do you prepare for a role?
My name is Lynn Blackston, and in being an immortal, the way that I prepare for a role is that I go from place to place and I gather people's spirits and I see what spirit that I'm going to use for that role. And when I find the spirit or the spirits that I'm going to use, then I take and I put them all together and I perform that role or that person. Even though you're immortal, mortals need to see that they need to be shown, and that is why that you need to act, because they want to see it. They don't want you to tell them, they want to see it. And so that's why you still have to perform, so that mortals will see that, oh yeah, this is the real deal. The last word for me would be to never give up, no matter what. Never give up, be persistent, kick down doors, and continue on whatever it is that you feel that it is in your heart that you want to do. Never, ever, never, ever, never give up.